And the characters start slowly dying
Greetings.
inside.
What's up, lovely people? It is Sunday again. Sunday. Vampire the Masquerade. Episode 15, I believe we're at tonight. This is very cool. For those that are normally hanging out with us, welcome. Another Sunday night well, not really D&D roleplay session. Yeah, so Wednesday night went very well with the Curse of Strahd. Our crew is still traipsing around the Argynvost Manor, still trying to figure out what's going on there. No one died, so that's always good. Thank you for the follow. Look at that, follow straight off the bat. So cheers for that follow. 4 gathers, thank you very much and welcome. So I guess kick off the Roll20. Got some music for you viewers. And we will hand over to our lovely storyteller, the beautiful Baz. No, kidding. Get into tonight's session.
Right, unmute myself. That's a good start.
Oh, I did that on the wrong PC. That's why it's not working.
Right, open my page. I should have been ready for this. You think?
Yep.
I think I'll be ready by now.
Oh, whenever you're ready.
Righto. Recap. Previously on Vampire the Masquerade, Blood and Belief, Echo was waiting near Fitzroy Gardens to catch a ride to meet the prince. Nathan picked her up and they headed to Elwood, to an old-style speakeasy-style bar called Gangster's Paradise. The rest of the hounds discussed their plans for monitoring Gerald's place and Sophia's museum. They moved for putting day watches on them as well. They then spoke about research that had been gathered between all of them and investigated sentry safes, while Pip was asked to use his librarian knowledge and resources to look into the ASIS a little bit more. Aaron made a call to one of his associates and he was able to obtain some information on the human that had spray painted his motorbike, and also the gangrel that had been siring without permissions. He also made a call to check on his weaponry and obtain a specialist type of knife. The date with the Prince and Echo continued as she offered him a rather tasteful and rare gift over a couple of Manhattans. Leslie then offered some rules to live by and let Echo know about some ghouls working in Elysium that could be a problem. Echo then informed the Prince of Pip's vision, and with a call and some back and forth text between Echo and the hounds led them to figuring out what WPH possibly could mean. It also opened a bit of pre-kindred life story from the Prince. Jax left for a little bit to head off to a gym, but for a slightly different type of training than what you would normally find at the general gyms. He wanted to focus on his blood and more so than building on any type of muscle. Pip found himself getting into his good book again, reading to his little roach pet, whilst everyone began to prepare for the dawn. The Prince and Echo finished up with Nathan dropping Echo back where they began. Though when he asked about the Prince's blood, Echo simply tossed the vial to Nathan as she walked away. And there end our previous episode. Once again, welcome all of you to the shadowy streets of Melbourne on this rainy Tuesday night, sometime just after sundown. And when I say rainy, it's been raining all day and it's eased off and has cleared into the night. It's a little bit of drizzle just for the now. The hounds are all at their warehouse haven preparing for the evening. Jax and Zane about to leave to meet with Sarah Barnett. Aaron and Pip with only a few hours until they are to meet with the Prince. And lastly, Echo, just entering the doorway as she'd been out on a date with the Prince the night before. Hounds, I give it over to you.
All right, Zane, you good? Ready to go? Got this meeting, remember?
I don't want to go. Can I stay? You
No.
can go, I stay.
No, you're coming.
But I want to stay.
Do I have to pick you up, throw you over my shoulder? Because I will.
Fine. Still want to stay.
Noted. Your protest is duly noted. But ignored. Sorry. We got to find out what this is all about.
You
Echo.
find out, I stay.
Welcome.
Hello.
How you doing? So, we've got, obviously, a few things to do tonight. Some of us. You're going to be pretty much left to your devices for a while. I'm sure you can manage something. So, as per your text and phone calls yesterday, the remotes from this Anarch Baron, she keeps a set on her person, she keeps a set at her apartment. We got two-pronged attack here, I think. If we can get the set from Elysium, as we know technology is not allowed on the premises and will probably be handed in at the door with security. Most of that security will know me, personally, and most of us, obviously.
The prince knows that you guys will be looking for that, so
That
please
was-
let people know.
That'll help. If we can get the remotes there, how quick can you clone them, Zane? How much time do you think you'll need?
Shouldn't need that long. I hope, maybe.
We know how many remotes she has.
No, you just know she has remotes.
Okay, so we're not sure what. Well, I mean, we'll have time. I mean, the meeting's likely to go for some time, hopefully. I would rather get the remotes there and clone them there without her knowledge than even really attempt to break into her apartment and possibly have that go sideways. In that case scenario, she doubles or triples security and our opportunity is lost.
Zane, you would know that you don't actually have to clone them directly right there. You can take the information from them and upload it to a laptop or something like that, and then clone them later on. You just need the key signatures, what signal they give out, and just basically access to them, almost like ripping off a USB stick.
Alright, I start looking at ways to modify my phone.
Cool. I'm not sure what Sarah Barnett wants. I'm concerned that she wants to just see Zane and myself without the rest of the hounds. Seems a little suspicious to me. But we'll give her the benefit of the doubt for now and see how that pans out.
You don't meet out in the open.
I'm taking precautions, you know me.
Mr. Tomic, am I overdressed, you think?
You got clothes on, dude. Well, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. That's kind of like an understatement.
Yeah.
As you
Sort of
speak,
untucks his shirt a bit.
as you speak with Pip, Aaron, your phone goes off. It's a text message.
Pull it out and read it.
It's from Mick. Have received the acid. 50 units will be ready on Thursday night about 11 p.m.
I just send back. Awesome. See you then.
So I guess, unless anyone else has got any further information that we may need for tonight, Zane and I best head out.
Were we getting picked up from here, or do we have to find our way to Elysium for this thing to be with the prince? Like
that, I don't know. I would assume you have to make your own way there.
Yeah, your messages would have been to make your own way.
They don't want people picking you up at the Haven, and they know where the Haven is.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
Same with you, Jackson, Zane. You guys have received information on where to meet Sarah. Everyone has their information on where they need to be.
Okay.
And their own, definitely your own way, unless you want to give up your Haven's space.
So just out of curiosity, where are we meeting, Sarah?
A place called Gumbury Park.
Would Jackson know it?
I would say so. It's middle of Melbourne, North
Okay.
Coast area. So it's not far from Elysium. It's about lucky to be 15 minutes.
Thinking
from
about
Elysium.
that, Jackson's probably hunted there, so we know it reasonably well.
It's quite a reasonably lit area at this time of night.
So message I sent you would be in effect pretty much the moment we leave the haven.
Got his goal. Pip, your phone also goes. Your normal phone, not your burner phone.
Ooh.
It's from Vance. It says, "Hey, Pip, I found your note. Is it okay to call?"
Just text back. Try me tomorrow. Tomorrow night, specifically.
Say tomorrow night, okay. The reply text says, "Such a shame. Really would love to chat." Text follows straight after that. "Call you tomorrow."
Just text back, okay. Written out as it's supposed to be with an O-K-A-Y.
Sweet ass.
It's the little details.
Good to know.
Echo can't help herself when she sees the untucked shirt. She's gonna go over and like groom him, like straighten him out and dust him off and like, you know, smooth his shoulders, and then she's gonna look at Aaron and then just go practice throwing darts at the not darts, daggers at the wall.
Okay, practicing throwing daggers at the wall.
Yeah.
Dexterity and melee, or your call if you want to alter that.
While Echo's doing that, Dax will just move up to Zane. I mean, he's not trying to hide what he's saying, but just quietly. Microphones. We got something that we can record tonight's conversation. Something small, easily hidden.
Give me a sec. Go through my bag.
Something that will not be on our person. Something we can put close by that will pick up the conversation. Maybe directional.
Parabolic bike? Yep.
Over a distance.
Yeah. I should have something like that.
What distance?
Hang on. Let me get back to you.
Quickly, because I'll have to get hold of someone to deal with that.
I'm still looking.
There
Get
you
on
go.
with it.
Jackson's waiting patiently. Switch back over to Echo now.
Yeah, Echo, what did you get for your knife throwing?
I got 3.
3. Not too bad. Anything in particular you're aiming at?
Probably
throwing.
like a knothole or something in the woods, something I can target, something while they're doing their thing.
Sweet. And how many knives do you throw?
I probably have 2, so I'll just like keep walking back and forth, kind of thing.
Yeah, like throwing darts, going up and
Like
getting and
throwing
coming
darts,
back. With a 3, pretty accurate. You're finding it not too bad. The knot hole, you're not hitting it dead center, but you're getting within and around it close enough. If it was someone's chest area, no hassle. If it was their face, probably cleaning the sides of their cheeks and stuff. Pretty good.
Why have I got the feeling she's upset with something?
What did you do?
I don't know. How
Or
did you?
what did you
thing
not
with
do?
I don't know anymore. I'm still getting blamed for not finding her. Hey, settle down. So, how'd your thing with the prince go yesterday, last night?
Oh yeah, I
Really?
was going to ask you about that.
Very nice. What a very nice person. We had Manhattans. We danced. I won money from both of them at blackjack.
You mean he let you win money?
No, I won money. Yeah.
Well done.
She is a bit of a card shark.
Am I gonna have to dance? Can you dance, Mr. Tomic?
Nah,
No.
I got 2 left feet.
2 left feet.
It's a saying, Pip. It means he's got 0 rhythm.
Yeah. Yep. That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Pip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never tried before.
Come here.
Zane, I'm sure you can pull up some music on that thing of yours. Something that Echo and Pip can dance to. Nothing too modern.
Fox step.
Waltz, maybe?
Can you put the roach on the table, please? Though, I mean, I really.
Yeah, so Pip's got a messenger bag he keeps all his books in, and he's got the roach on the bag, and he'll put it down on the table.
Okay. So then I just place my hands here and put his hand around the waist and stuff, and I'm kind of like teaching a box step to whatever music, hopefully.
So Zane, what music did you pick? Your choice.
Oh God.
And this is a Zane pick, not a trashy pick, by the way.
So dance music, was it?
Something slow-ish.
Slowish dance? Ooh. Yeah, I got no idea. I'm not a music
He
person.
puts on
Either a
Baby's Got Back.
foxtrot or
Yeah, that
something like
works.
that.
Just type Foxtrot into like YouTube, and there's a channel, easy enough, multiple channels with people teaching how to Foxtrot, and then there's this one with Foxtrot
okay.
music, 3 hours.
What? Instead of that, I typed in Foxtrot with Baby Shark.
Oh, wow.
God.
Righto. It's a remix. It's Baby Shark patterned into Foxtrot. It's still a Foxtrot echo, but it's annoying as hell.
Jackson pulls his gun, points it directly at Zane's face.
But you want fine Foxtrot.
Jackson, what's awareness?
Where are we? Shit. Where are we? Yeah. 2.
You pull the gun up, you know, half jokingly, but at the same time, bit of intent. Change that goddamn song, and you can't help but notice the watch on your arm. You guys probably better get going shortly.
I'll reholster the weapon and say, look, we got to go, Zane. Microphone.
Yeah, got one here, about 300 meters.
300 meters. Cool. Give it to me. And recording device. You like the USB, like analog, what?
Self-contained unit.
Self-contained. Cool. As we head out, we're going to take my car. I'm driving. Do you need anything else?
Hang on. Nope. Maybe.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
On the way out, I send a text to Francis, asking him to meet us at a spot outside the park.
Okay.
And when we get there, I'll give him the microphone with instructions on where he roughly the distance that he needs to be, and to record as much of the conversation as possible.
Okay. No problem. Duly noted. You guys head out. The two, Echo and Pip, were you guys trying to dance?
I would have taught him like basic steps and then just said, just remember, Pip, just keep your chin up. Act like nothing's bothering you. Straight face. Confident.
Echo, give me a... Now, you can correct me if you want to use something else, but I would say give me a charisma etiquette for dancing. And Pip, you will do the same. She's leading you, so I would say if you are not skilled in charisma nor etiquette, well, it'll speak for itself.
Spend a willpower.
Mark off your willpower.
5.
5.
I got 2.
So Pip Echo is really good at this. So good that she's sort of getting carried away with herself, and you're struggling to keep up. Is it left then right? Right then? No, left. Echo, you're leading him, but he is losing it.
Ow, that's my foot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And there
Yep.
goes the other one. All right. Okay. Well, maybe we'll stop. You know, I don't think there's going to be much dancing.
Mm.
Not tonight, anyway. Maybe tomorrow.
I'll let Mr. Tomic do all the dancing, I think.
Oh, God. Maybe, you know, you guys probably will just be meeting and doing boring talking stuff.
Oh, talking.
And as you guys are chatting, the music on the laptop automatically changes just to Baby Shark without the foxtrot.
Hang on one sec.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just touch the laptop to turn it off. Take my glove off and touch the laptop to turn it off.
Yeah, you barely even need to get close. As you do, it just sort of and the laptop just shuts down. Comes up the big blue screen error.
That's better. All right. And then I'll go back to my daggers.
Back to your daggers. Aaron, anything in this time?
Oh, I'm just sitting back enjoying the dance.
No problemo. Echo, Pip, and Aaron, is there anything you'd like to discuss before we head?
Uh-oh. Oh, that was big. Pause.
I see the Twitch hung.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seems to be okay now. There we go. Carry on. So, Aaron and Pep, I got them to.
Yes. Echo, Pip, and Aaron, is there anything you'd like to discuss before we go to the meeting?
Is there any insights you can give us, Echo, about how not to piss the prince off?
Oh, God, Aaron, there's so many things I could say to you to not do. But, you know, just be nice.
Be myself?
No, be nice.
Be myself.
Maybe he's got something for you to do. No.
Do we have anything we should take with us? Are we cloning these remotes? How do we do? Do you know how to do that, Aaron?
No,
Do
probably
what?
that's probably not to talk about that. That's the Zane Jackson thing. So you probably
Oh.
don't want to. You probably want to keep that quiet in front of the. If you see any
Yeah.
anarchs, yeah.
I'll keep that voice in my head with the other ones.
Yeah. Maybe hide the roach too.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of room in the bag, right, Mania? And he sort of looks over at the bag and the cockroach.
I think
There might be more than one cockroach in there. You don't know.
probably is.
I did get a gift from the prince, though. It was nice.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I haven't really looked at it yet. I'm gonna look at it. I did get a box with the calligraphy set, and I show it to Pip and Aaron.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice pen. Shame you use a typewriter.
I use pens too.
It's
So-
nice.
Okay.
What did you guys get up to while I was gone?
Researching
So much talking.
and a little bit of talking.
A little bit of talking. Yeah.
Well, we only talked a little bit amongst ourselves about certain things and stuff. Mainly about the Loeb murder, and then how we're going to rob this chick, and then how, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the prince. Well, Aaron. Yeah, You're going to the ball with me tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Does that
Prince
mean I have to
Russell.
wear a monkey suit?
Yes. And a mask. It's masquerade.
What?
It's a masquerade ball.
And thank you, Pip, for reminding me. New night. Everyone needs to make a rouse check for the beginning of the night.
I did. I failed. At hunger 2.
You failed, so you're at hunger 2.
I'm good.
Echo, you're good, still at 1. Aaron,
Still at 1.
still at 1. Pip,
Pip failed. He's at 2.
Pip's at 2. Zane, can't hear him.
He said,
Zane
he
says
said he's
yes.
good. He had thumbs
He's
up.
good.
Oh, he's good. Okay, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Sweet. And we will get Prince and Sarah to do that as well. Sarah, if you have no dice, I can roll for you if you need. She's passed. That's good.
The prince gets hungry.
The Prince gets hungry. Good to know. And from there, we will switch to the meeting scenes if that's it for Eco, Pip, and Aaron.
That's good.
It's good?
Good.
Excellent. So, we now head...
So
the
scene
outs-
3, I believe.
Scene 3, please, yeah. We now head to the outskirts of central Northcote. A nice place called Gumbury Park. The park lighting is active. The area has a soft spread illumination around the walkways and park benches. Evening joggers can be seen puffing their way along the sidewalk, and a yoga group is set up open in a grass area under the lights nearby. Sarah, can you please describe what Jackson Zane would see as they pull up and park?
They would see Sarah sitting on a picnic blanket, flasks and cake, waiting, just sitting there. She'd be dressed comfortably, just waiting for them to rock up, looking around.
Excellent. Jax, you get a text from your men, Joe, Eric. They're in place, ready.
With that, I'll leave my cell phone in the car. And I would be carrying on my personal armory, basically.
Yeah.
Two suppressed 45 caliber handguns and holsters under my jacket, bladed weapons in various pockets and around my person, just as Jackson does pretty much all the time.
Sweet, noted. Zane, your standard Zane attire.
Yep.
All right, you guys walk over to where Sarah is. No problem.
Jackson would probably
And-
try and stick to the shadows as much as possible, just out of habit.
Yeah, and it's a little harder than you'd like because there's a little bit of shadow between, like triangles between where streetlights sort of one ends and one begins.
While he's doing that, I'm just walking straight up.
Yeah, so it's not intentional, it's just out of sheer habit for Jackson, and the whole time just watching tree lines, people, just taking notice of where movement is as they're approaching.
Okay. I'll
Uh,
get you
what-
both to roll what's awareness.
While he's doing that, I'm just on my phone gaming.
You're gaming on the walk.
Yep.
Okay, so your wits awareness will be less 2. So take
look
2
at
dice
that.
from your pool.
4
Sarah, you
successes.
can roll a wits awareness too if you like. 4 successes for Jackson. Jackson, I'll wait for the others and I'll
Yep.
give you the information. Zane, what did you get?
Getting there.
3 successes.
3
Two
for Sarah,
successes.
2 for Zane. 4, 3, 2. All right, Sarah, you're there sitting and waiting. You did notice people coming and going. It's 7 o'clock-ish, 7:30-ish. The lights have been on for a little bit. You were doing your setup and you were looking around, making sure you weren't being tailed, making sure things are sort of going as you wish, especially after the last time you were out having a sniper shoot a gun nearby. Everything seems to be kosher, but you have spotted a couple of people just keeping an eye out. Jackson, you are the same. Walking along there, you spot the joggers, the yoga, Sarah sitting on her blanket. You know 100% that
I know
yourself,
she's not alone.
Yep, yourself and her, you're not dumb. You guys definitely would bring people, just they're not obvious. And you do see a couple of people who look to be just on guard. They look casual,
Yeah.
but you would pick them as being on guard. Zane, with 2, you're more interested in your game. You look up and around, you see people. It's possible some of them could be with Sarah. You know that Jackson has men more than likely around.
It's more of a case I don't care.
You're just not fussed, and that's fair. And you guys get to Sarah. She's sitting on this picnic blanket style setup in the park. I'll leave it to you.
Evening, gentlemen. Please,
Sarah?
sit.
Jackson's going to look visibly uncomfortable even at just sitting at a picnic blanket. Not something that he has probably ever done in his whole life, and it is completely foreign to him.
Zane looks for a spot, nice comfy spot, well, comfortable to him, probably near all the food, and sits right next to it.
As he sits, Sarah's going to hand him a flask and say, "It's fresh as I could get it for you, but I figured you might enjoy it. And it's blood in a flask."
Okay.
Please, Jackson, sit.
Jackson sort of waits maybe a second or 2 before eventually sitting.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure you're well protected. I'm sure you've got your men all around.
Not too many, but enough. And as we are, I would assume, relatively similar in our precautions, I have spied a few of your security as well.
Well, I do have to go to Elysium later, so they're there to make
as
sure
do
I
we.
get there.
As it turns out.
Oh, interesting. And I'll hand Jackson the flask, keeping up appearances at least. Whether you drink it or not, up to you.
Jackson will accept it. He's a little hungrier than usual, so he'll take it.
You'll have to excuse the last time we met. It wasn't exactly the most pleasant circumstances.
I agree. Tension was high. It was rather a violent situation. We didn't know who you were at that time, and I'm guessing you didn't know most of us.
Kind of had an idea of who a couple of you were, but pretty much.
So I also apologize for the way I acted, but you know me, defenseless. I'm always going to be defensive right off the bat with people I don't know, especially in that situation.
Sadly, I lost 2 of my coterie in that, so...
Well, condolences.
It was a bit of a uncomfortable revelation, and then to find the suspect that I wanted to interview all of a sudden gone.
It's an
Beast
unfortunate
wasn't
set
exactly
of
happy.
events. It was an unfortunate set of events. Unfortunately, due to that, I've also had to take drastic measures, as you well have heard through news.
Yes, the gas leak, I believe, is what they're calling it.
Indeed. But necessary.
Now, I've got a few things I wanted to talk to you about. As much as I'd like to keep with the pleasantries, I feel like I don't have lot of time, and I'm pretty sure you have got a lot to go on yourself. I was charged or made it my mission to find the mole at Elysium, and I've come up with some names. One of them, biggest concern that I've had is, well, actually there are 2, but Liam Williamson goes to the David Jones department store, and we can't enter it. It's primed for kindred. I have since learned from my contacts that it's ACES headquarters. In specific...
Wow,
to our lovely friend. And my brain escapes me for all of a sudden for the name.
That would be Gerald Stone.
Thank you. Gerald Stone. Specifically to him. He owns the one in central Melbourne.
That is very interesting indeed.
Following on to that, I took it upon myself to have a look around. I remember Leslie mentioning something about churches for Billy, since we're all looking for him. Narrowed it down to 2. Christchurch and St. Joseph's, both in South Yarra.
Yeah, we knew he was located in South Yarra, but definitely, yeah. We'd narrowed our searches down. It was an old church. We knew that much. Very old church.
So St. Joseph's and Christchurch are the 2 that I've got narrowed down.
Getting the Zane, taking notes, because I didn't bring my pencil, paper. I'm sure you got your phone.
Switches the game off and starts. Opens up the notepad and starts.
Another one that I've got, and this is rather concerning, is a Jeffrey Donaldson is texting WPH, which I've learnt is William Patrick Haynes, someone that is from Leslie's past. Rather interestingly, I'm not sure if it's William or his son Warren, who is now kindred.
The son is kindred.
I'm not sure which one. Are you telling me that it's the son, or?
We know of William. We've heard the stories. We've done the research.
Mm-hmm.
We were not sure if he had any children.
Yes, he has a son named Warren. Another fun little fact that has put a bit of a blocker in my plans. William or Warren, whoever is the kindred, the William's grandfather happened to be the first Premier of Victoria. So there could be some political connections, and I haven't had enough time to delicately look around that.
Well, we all know that politics, yeah, I mean, if with political ties like that, you can almost guarantee that's where the tie with ISIS or ISIS comes. Somewhere in that.
But I thought I'd give you that bit of a heads up. But the thing that's got me is that Jeffrey Donaldson does not remember sending these texts. And it's wiped, which leads me on to my last lot.
His phone is wiped. Okay.
His phone is always wiped and he keeps losing information. He's doing it himself, but he doesn't remember doing it.
We may be able to get the information from the phone still.
Well, you see, there's a little thing that I do know, and this is why I have asked you two only to come visit me. Third bit of information. I know that you have got a backdoor access to security at Elysium.
Yes, and so does Prince Taylor.
Does he know this?
He does.
And that you have the ability to copy it?
I was very clear and very honest with Prince about this. I put it in without his knowledge, but he is aware.
I'm glad of that. I have sent him that information as I was coming to this meeting, but I thought I would delay giving him this information so I could give you guys a heads up, just in case. But I didn't want anyone else.
There were reasons behind it.
I don't doubt it, and I think having cameras, and considering you probably have got more hidden than I even know about, you might be able to get access to be able to read what those texts say.
Possibly.
And that's my theory. But the reason why I needed only just you two, because if this information got out at all to anyone that Elysium had that kind of breach, you can imagine the uproar and the bullshit that come with it.
100%. Which is why only the hounds knew about it initially.
I don't want to lose another hand.
So, with that being said, where did you get your information?
Cockroach told me.
Makes sense. Those little bastards are everywhere.
So I'm told. But I thought I'd better let you guys know, and I have let Leslie know.
Kid's got a cockroach.
Yeah, we know, Zane. We know that Van Diemen is everywhere. No point in trying to fight it. He will get the information that he wants. Best to have him working with us, as you say, and
Oh,
against us.
have you seen his little party trick?
Oh yes, we
The
met
rolling
him.
of the cockroaches up.
We met him recently.
Oh,
Let's say I was probably a little less polite than I should have been, but
Creepy, weird. I enjoyed it.
we managed to keep him on side. I definitely will be a lot more careful in future meetings, that's for sure.
We had more information than him, though.
Yes and no. I sensed that he probably knew what we knew and was probably more testing us.
oh, Zane. No. He was giving you information that he knew that you knew to see if you would divulge it with him. It was a little test.
As I suspect our next task for him is
Oh, what is that?
that I cannot tell you, I'm afraid. It's something that less people know about, the better.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly.
Understandable.
I'm sure you of all people would understand.
Oh, which is why I only invited you two, because I'd hate to think that the other hounds didn't know, and I'd accidentally divulged information.
Indeed.
Another bit of information that I didn't get from Van Diemen, but I've received another way. Mary Wade. She's in Footscray. I don't know where, but I know she's in Footscray.
That narrows it down a lot.
Just a tad. I've been doing searches. I haven't found anything or anything like that. That might be something that you may be able to find out.
Well, something you may be able to help with too. We do know that, ASIS is probably shielding the building, but there'd be a lot of power anomalies around her location, at the very least, we suspect. Maybe brownouts regularly, possibly. I would suspect that they have thought of this, but it's a chance. Something we can get Zane onto as well, but if we had more eyes and ears looking out for her, the better.
I have been very active in my search trying to find Mary Wade, but I'm kind of hitting a roadblock. I'm 2 kindred down, and I have to be careful with my contacts. They are too connected to people that can bring us down, if you come where I'm coming from.
Indeed. Which is why, we're taking as many precautions as we do as well. We don't know who is compromised and who is not. We've got thin bloods snooping around my old haven, which is a concern, sort of.
May I suggest something? Perhaps look at some of the kindred and the thin bloods and see who you could possibly recruit. Reason being that some of them can walk during the day.
Much as I hate them, you're probably right.
Just as much as it doesn't exactly tickle my fancy. I'm not exactly opposed to means, justifiable means.
In the end, I guess we're all children of Cain, even if they have fallen as far from the tree as they have. But I guess at this point in time, it is the survival of our race that is most important here.
Hence why we've got the meeting. We've got this at Elysium tonight. As much as it doesn't sit well with me. I can't stand that bitch.
Do you have to go for food? I don't want to go
Zane,
wanna go.
you're going. You got no choice. You're doing. Come on,
Fine.
Zane. You know we need your help. We can't do this without you. And seriously, your incessant whining is really getting on my nerves.
How's the hand, Zane?
Show her. It's kind of.
It's getting there slowly.
Drink
Okay.
up.
It's
Might
kind
help.
of creepy, but kind of funny at the same time. To be fair.
You're lucky it was just your hand.
That's what we've been telling him.
You're lucky it was me that you told and not someone else.
I'll go to prevent you.
It's okay, Zane. Did you have fun with the toy I gave you?
Tweet.
The
Think so.
phone. The phone, Zane. The
Oh,
phone.
that tweet. Still
He's-
working on it.
He's been doing a lot.
I figured you might be. Well, as lovely as it is, gentlemen, to have continued this conversation, and it went much better than what I expected it was going to. Please, drink up. I don't know why I got the cake, but I kind of miss the old tea parties.
Not really my thing. I mean, you probably could tell.
I realize that.
You
I
know,
miss the formalities of it.
I would have been happier meeting at a bar, but next time maybe.
But it wasn't. Back in my day, women were not allowed in bars, unless you were of the unsavory type.
Exactly. My kind of people.
It's funny how we change and adapt as we get older.
Indeed.
But I thought being out in the open, giving both our respective coteries a chance to have a shot if they needed to, was probably the best option I could come up with.
It was more about protecting all of us than protecting us against you.
It's
And its habit.
Yeah.
Zane, your phone goes off as they're talking. It's a text message. It's from Aaron. He's just asking you where you were meeting and are you safe?
I text back. I think so. Maybe.
Do you give them?
Possibly.
Do you give them the rough address of where you're at?
No.
No.
and
And a couple of emojis after that too.
and I am going to say, I'm going to stand up, and then
Jackson will stand with her and offer a hand. Jake.
thank you. It's a pleasure. I much preferred this meeting than the last one.
Definitely less hostile.
Yeah, you're not scary now.
Oh, I
Don't
doubt
think
that
that's
very
fair.
much, Zane. I doubt that very much.
It's very sweet of you to say, Zane. But don't go telling secrets like that. Spoil my reputation.
Okay.
And with that, I'll start walking away.
Good as gold. And with that, the meeting comes to adjourn. Sarah, your people just come in behind you and start folding up the blanket and things like that. Zane and Jackson, you headed back to your bed.
Before they get the last one, I
Yep.
get a couple pieces of cake.
Okay, cool. Now, Zane, I believe you're a bagger, so you would be able to remove a hunger from yourself.
Yay!
Just from casual drinking of pre-organised blood. Unfortunately, Jackson, it probably won't help you much.
I only get
It
half.
tastes okay.
I get half
You get
from
half.
yeah, so it's not even worth it for me. With that though, as we stand and walk away, Jax will look directly at where Joe is and just give the all clear signal.
Sweet.
And as you'll see, as Sarah walks up, you'll see a young Asian gentleman come up to me and loop his arm through mine, and we will start walking off to the car. So,
Duly noted. And with that, the parley in the park comes to an adjourn. If there's nothing else for Jackson Zane to discuss,
Once we get back to the car, Jackson would send a text to Francis to
Yes.
drop off the device at the predetermined point, and
No problem.
the rest of the night is his to do what he wishes.
So he sends you a text back, on my way.
And Zane, well done. Appreciate you. Kept your mouth shut. For one. First time you've ever really done that, so well done.
It's a new game, okay?
Hey, if that's what it takes for you to not give away information that we already have when we get this information from someone else, I'm all for it.
Oh, hang on, let me get this. Damn it, mister.
It's all good. But the information about David Jones' department store being ASIS, we need to get as much information on that building as possible. Security. It's geared for Kindred, so we know they're probably warded, probably UV, anything. There'll be all sorts of ways to track us. We need to find out as much about it as possible. But we have to head to Elysium. We've got some remotes to pick up. You ready?
No, but I'll say yes.
Is the device ready? You know, we can get the information we need so we can clone these things. We have to get them cloned by tomorrow night.
Yeah, it should be done by the time we get there.
Cool.
Maybe, hope, cool.
Better be.
Maybe.
Because if we botch this up, it could either mean final death for us both, or, well, pretty much final death for us both. Or an all-out war with the Anarchs. Either way, it's not a good thing.
Alright. And with that, we will head back just to the Hounds, scene 1 momentarily.
Done.
Pip and Aaron, you're preparing to head to Elysium. The three of you, with two of you and Echo, making 3. Any last things you want to share with each other before you head off? Any information you want to divulge? Or
Before we
plans?
leave, I'm actually going to go up to Echo and go, wait a minute. I need you to take me shopping. I just realized I don't have a suit for this thing.
You give me your size, I can have Sam get you a suit.
Okay, I'm this big by this wide.
Look at his tags and. All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming this was going on during the time
During,
that,
yeah.
Zane and Jax left. So if you text Sam, he should be able to have something prepared just in time
For the thing tomorrow,
Yeah.
yeah.
For your thing. Yep.
Yeah, for the ball tomorrow, not for
ball.
tonight, yeah.
Okay, that's all right then, because it won't be ready in this night.
Jeans and a t-shirt and riding boots. There's nothing wrong with that going to Elysium. Come as you are.
Leave without a hand.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You know, sometimes it helps to be tasteful, that's all. Instead of tasty.
Never mind.
What? You want a suit too?
No, I've got nice clothes. It's fine.
If
Aaron will keep me safe, right? Right, Aaron?
I won't let anything happen to you if I can.
I'll try and keep you safe too.
Just remember, we're going into a... what's a good way? Yeah, pit of vipers. Pretty much. Don't trust anyone. Especially me.
Okay.
You'll be fine, Pip.
Yeah, I'll look out for you, Pip. Don't worry about it. There'll be other people there. Yeah. I hope. God, I hope there's more of us than them.
And with that, you guys know it's time to hop into whatever vehicle you chose to take.
Come on, Pip. You're driving. And I throw the keys at him.
Sweet.
They just drop to the floor.
You don't attempt to catch them at all?
Nope.
Yeah, so it's like hit your center chest and then
You meant to actually catch the keys, Pip.
I'm not very good at driving.
Okay. I'll drive then.
He picks them up and walks them over to you.
And I'm going to drive it like I stole it.
Cool.
Oh shit. And with that, you guys head out. Echo. You're all on your lonesome now, with Jackson and Zane at their meeting, and then they're also heading to Elysium to do some behind-the-scenes work. Pip and Aaron jump into the vehicle heading to Elysium. What are your plans for the rest of this evening? Are you going to be aiding Jackson Zane, catching up with him, or what is your destination?
I might go and visit Peggy, I think.
No problem.
Okay.
You're going to head off now, or are you going to give it some time?
I can let you guys switch back and forth and come back to me when you're ready. Because it'll
Excellent.
take
That's
some time.
no problem. Yeah, she's a ways across town, so it will take a bit of time. With that, we will switch to scene 2, Elysium. Elysium, a place where the Camarilla hold their courts, enforce rulings. They become judge and jury. It's where they welcome new kindred to the masquerade, a place where all kindred are welcome on what is offered as a neutral territory for specific occasions. Occasions such as this, where Melbourne's Prince Leslie Taylor has invited the Anarch barons into his house to have a parley of sorts. Aaron and Pip, you've taken the drive there. You are meeting with the Prince, the Sheriff, and Sarah in the Prince's office before you head into the meeting room. Sarah, you walk in just pretty much as Aaron and Pip have entered the doorway as well from your meeting. If there is anything the four of you and the Sheriff would like to do or say now before the meeting, you have 5 minutes, as the Keeper he's actually meeting with the Anarchs in the foyer now, giving him the rundown.
Sarah's going to walk in and go, Squizzy, really, really sorry about the delay of that information. And then I'm going to turn to Nathan and go, oh, before I forget, I've already given Leslie his. Here's yours. And I hand him the vest. And it's all tailored and really nice. Is he wearing the vest that Echo gave him?
Yes, he is.
Oh, it's not as lovely as the one that you've got. That's a pity. But this one will help you against acid bullets. If that makes it any better?
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yes, we shall take that.
And I'll hand them out to the rest of the coterie. But yes, slightly defeated that I didn't find as nice a colour as the one he was wearing.
No problem. And so you guys get handed some rather nice vests. Tactical, tidy, firm-fitting, and, as Sarah has stated, bulletproof and acid-proof.
And then I'll look behind me and I'll see Aaron and Pip. Oh! Peace offering. And I'll go, here's the name of the tailor. She'll do yours if you want to. Just tell him Sarah sent you. And I'll give them the address of the tailor that did it and made
No
them.
problem.
So I'm going to look at the vest and go, yeah, the vest is really nice. Got something that covers the entire face. Because an acid round hitting your head's going to take your fucking head off.
But then
What
so's a
is
normal
the-
bullet.
What's the point of having a vest?
You could always wear a gimp mask. I'm pretty sure you're used to that, aren't you?
Nah, that's more your style, girl.
Oof.
I'll have to remember that.
Bad dog.
Is this how we're going to conduct our meeting with the barons? You want to get your shit out of the way? Because I'd rather not have unneeded tension between my group. If that's okay with all you.
Apologies, Squizzy. I must have gotten a bit out of line.
Yeah, I'm good. Although, exactly how many people are going to be there?
All of the Anarch barons.
And we're not killing them? Why?
Because we're in Elysium.
Ah, yes. Okay, makes sense.
Mr. Tomic, what's an Anarch Baron?
Basically the equivalent of him. And I point at the prince.
Oh,
An Anarch baron, my dear Pip. They are the leaders of the Anarchs. They're all different. Each territory they own, they have a dedicated boss, if you will, called a baron. So, a bit like you haven't met them yet. That's something we'll have to do. You'll understand probably a little bit later on in the evening. Of course, the Primogens are going to be here as well.
Lean over to Pip. Lean over to Pip and go, they're the guys that are in charge of each clan.
We need to hand like a book for this stuff.
It's all in here, Pip. Don't worry. Over time, we'll just be there. It's just like reading a good book. You know how you read a good book and you don't really need to sit down and read it again because you just remember it?
But that's no fun. Reading a book's good.
Yeah, okay.
You tried audiobooks?
Nah, I read manuals. I don't
Well,
have the time for the other stuff.
Technically, this would be a manual for Pip.
Yeah, okay. Let's just throw this out there. Let's write down everything that's got to do with the vampires into a book so that the new people, when they get turned, can have a book to read to learn everything.
That sounds great.
It sounds
Isn't that what
great,
Echo has
except
already
it's
done?
Yes.
it's kind of against the masquerade.
Well, that's why I think, like Squizzy said, why don't we just hand him one of Echo's books?
Well, she's got like 4 or 5, doesn't she?
How fast can you read, Pip?
Pretty fast.
Oh. Do we have a copy here?
I've got
Wait a minute,
some. I've read them
didn't
before.
Zane get you a full set of her books, including the ones that you shouldn't have gotten?
I mean, I'm reading this one now, and he holds out the bell jar. He's like, I'm nearly finished.
What's that
Now,
one about?
before we all go in, you are representing me as part of my coterie. All 3 of you. If there is anything you would like to bring up in the meeting, you are free to do so. This is not you just sitting in the corner and listening.
And right at that time, Prince Leslie, there's a knock at the door. And the keeper, William Chopin, he sticks his head in, his straggly grey hair sort of hangs just past his ears, and he says, Sorry to interrupt, sir. Would you like to be seated in the room first, or would you like me to seek the barons first?
The barons.
All
And
right.
we'll make them wait just a little bit.
And you want yourselves present, and you want me to get the primogens now?
Yes. Barons and their primogens in, and then we'll arrive.
All right, I shall fetch them.
Thank you, William.
And he backs out.
Leslie, and I'm going to pull Squizzy. Remember that WPH information I found? That's William Patrick Haynes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Do you also know that he had a son called Warren? So you.
Oh, I know. I was the
Okay.
one providing their family a little bit of monetary support.
I'm sure. Just letting you know, it's the information the letter I gave you.
Share it with Aaron and Pip. They're part of the Hounds. They need to know this information.
Okay. You sure you want them to know about the back door? For the security? You okay with them knowing that?
But the one that Zane and Jackson put in so that the prince would have access whenever he wanted.
Yeah, they kind of told us.
Yeah.
Okay.
The backdoor boys.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Don't say that again, Pip.
Apologies, I don't like to spill beans about stuff that I'm not certain that others know.
It's okay.
I've got them taking a quick look at any of the cameras that may actually have some information on attacks, so hopefully we can work out which WPH or W Haynes it is. Also, big one. William Patrick Haynes' father, first Premier of Victoria, so there's going to be political connections. So bear that in mind. So I know you've got your own. Not
My
saying
dear.
you don't, but letting you
I
know.
was around when he was brought in.
I don't think I was. I think I was still overseas.
And you forget. I have people in my pocket.
I don't forget. I never forget.
And Leslie cheekily looks at Pip, waiting to see what his response to that would have been.
Pip's looking in his pockets. He's got roaches in his pockets.
Pip, you collected more roaches.
I just assumed they would just amount.
I would say, if you have kept your eye out for roaches, you would be up to 3 by now.
Duly noted.
Okay, I'm looking where Squizzy's looking. Do I notice that there are...
Pip, are you trying to hide said roaches?
Pip wouldn't have the wherewithal to hide them.
Everyone would see that he's got a couple of roaches with him.
They can't come in.
Oh. I suppose that's fair.
We can keep them safe in the office. You can collect them on the way out. Van Diemen is not part of this meeting. He doesn't need to know what's going on.
You'll probably know after the fact anyway.
Well, then he's breaking the law.
What happens at Elysium stays at Elysium.
And with that, you're offered a box of sorts to put them in from one of the prince's ghouls that are around as they open the door for you guys. We're going to switch to William Chopin. The scene stays the same. The Keeper of Elysium, William Chopin, is a man with straggly grey hair. He's slightly balding on top. He is leading the Anarch Barons through a corridor to one of the many meeting spaces here in Elysium. In this entire building, there's a few of these spaces. He directs them to a room that has light grey walls, like a boardroom. It has a large central oak table surrounded by heavy matching chairs. They all have a black leather finish on the seats and then on the centre of the back of the chair. There is a table dressed with multiple small notepads with black and gold calligraphy style ink pens. As William points the Anarch Barons to their seats, the Primogen Council comes in and they take up their seats at this great big long table. Lastly, after making the table sit and anxiously wait quietly, there is barely a word spoken before the prince. And the sheriff, the prince's coterie is there as well, Nathan in tow, as well as Pip, Aaron, and Sarah. You guys entering this space now. Of course, Prince, you have the head of this long table. And your people, your coterie, and your guests are at the head of the table with you at your end. The keeper. The keeper leads you to your seats, puts you in, and as tradition, he has to do it. He gives out the rules. In Elysium, there are no unsanctioned feedings. Our ghouls and servants are strictly off limits. We will provide you sustenance, and if you have a specific requirement, we can aid that. We can definitely be an aid in that endeavour. There is to be no physical fighting in here. And of course, use your words, they are your tools, but be respectful of your prince and be respectful of your elders. No technology nor weapons are allowed within this building at all. This rule goes for everyone, not just our guests, as we have collected phones and all other things, all manner of technology on the way in. You will get them back upon your exit, untouched and untampered with. That is our guarantee. You are safe while you are here. That is our guarantee. If anything shall happen, well, lastly, if anything shall happen, if you're caught fighting, breaking any of these rules, or using any of your supernatural abilities for ill intention, you'll be sentenced to trial, which will most probably lead to your final death, administered by Sheriff Marco. Thank you all for coming, my prince, and Mr. Chopin bows to you.
Thank you, William. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to Elysium to this meeting. I called this because I still believe in the strong connection between the Ivory Tower and the Anarchs. While you have your own boundaries, your own territories, we all still living in the one city. As you know, or may have heard, there was an attack on Elysium for a camera-only meeting. Since then, things have come to light that I feel that the Anarchs need to be aware of. More importantly, something that you guys have always been wary of, and and he points to Aaron and Pip, my hounds and Sarah Barnett have been assisting me in my inquiries into this attack. It's come to light that we believe the Second Inquisition are in town?
There's a murmuring at the table. Some of your primogens, but definitely from the Anarch barons. Now, just so everyone's aware, the Anarch barons that came in, there are 3, not 4, as you know, one has died. And I'll just give you a quick description of them each. Sophia Hall, she is about 5'8". She is wearing heels with her light brown hair pulled up in a bun. She's got 2 long pieces of fringe hanging down, sort of framing each side of her face. If you were to gauge, she looks about 30. Her makeup is modest, with just a slight hint of pink lipstick, and she's dressed in a grey feminine suit with a white collared shirt beneath. The man next to her, bigger, about 5'7", 5'8". When I say bigger, he's a little more muscular. Of course, he has quite a shaggy black hair in a mullet style. The hair's no longer than his collar though, and he's got a full face beard, but it's trimmed. He could be mistaken for 20s. He looks younger than her. He sports a long brown leather trench coat, so it's that dark sort of worn brown look, and he wears a hooded fur jacket underneath. The last of these Anarch barons that is here is Austin Murphy. He's 6'1". He has short blonde hair, with signs of silver showing through his sensible haircut. Now, imagine Daniel Craig from the latest Bond movies. That's the sort of haircut he's got going on. He has a small sort of chin beard in a V shape, and chances are he was embraced nearer his 50s. And that's what you see when you look at the 3 barons at the other end of the table. And with that mention of the hounds, Sophia speaks up. She says, "Hounds? More than one. That's unusual, I hear. You must be scared."
Must be scared.
Of this ASIS, SI.
I mean, my dear, shouldn't we all be worried about the SI in our city? Shouldn't we be worried about what and when they're going to strike? Not just the Ivory Tower.
Well,
what about the Sabbat? What about the Anarchs? You think that these guys aren't going to stop at me? You think they're not going to stop at the Ivory Tower? Once they get a sniff, and I'm damn well certain that they know who the fuck you are, who the fuck all of us are, where you go, where you live, who you reside with. They know all of your movements.
Oh, it's probably true. But we've been living in fear from all sides for a long time. And as you know, my prince, and she says it's sort of, you can hear the force in that, what she says. As you know, we have the Sabbat to worry about. Being Anarchs, we've got to watch from all angles. We have the Camarilla on our ass. Lately, we just lost one of our own. It was not long after your meeting of the Camarilla owner, only. Isabella Moore, you may have heard. She had territory overturned from her in South Yarra by these Sabbat that had been pushing.
Oh, yes, and I'm well aware of the loss of Anarch territory. We also have to worry about the Sabbat, and this is why our alliance needs to stay intact.
She looks over
I would hate to see the Anarchs lose more territory.
She nods.
Not only territories, everything.
I'm going to point a little fact here. If you have a David Jones store or a Country Road store in any of your territories, I suggest you consider them to be Ace's territory, where the SI are. They own those buildings. They own them, and they are primed for kindred.
Oh, we're aware.
Oh,
She looks to the one next to her, Adam Richards, with the shaggy black hair and long beard, and he speaks up. He says, "Well, we have been following them once in a while when they've tried to trap us."
so they've been after you as well.
Or like the prince says, they stop at nothing to hunt everyone.
Yeah, they don't see the difference. We're all kindred. They don't care. On a side note, storyteller, is the Baron who's in charge of the gangrel that's turning people here, or is that someone within the Camarilla itself?
So at this point, you wouldn't know which clan each of these barons belong to. You would be guessing.
No, it would be territory where like the.
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
guy-
Yep.
Yeah.
I cannot remember offhand where he comes from at this point. We'll have to look that up. But I believe it's Camarilla owned where he's running from. I could be wrong. I can double check that for you later.
Okay.
The third man, the blonde with the shorter hair, the older one, he hasn't said anything, but he looks a little annoyed.
Speak up.
Well, he looks over to Sophia as if looking for permission, and she just nods. I feel the same as you, Prince. The warring amongst us is bullshit. We're all of the same blood, clans aside, sex aside. Yet we've been fighting for so many years. I've mentioned to Sophia many a times we should have a meeting such as this, and he sort of gives her another glance, she pulls away from it.
Is that why, Mr. Murphy, that you seem to be trying to push into the Docklands? For that territory?
I've been around a lot longer than most here. Maybe not the prince. I had my original lands first, before Sophia, before Adam, before the Sabbat, and I slowly have been gaining more territory. So yes, I push further.
So you're pushing into the prince's territory?
The prince has pushed into ours in the past. It's always been back and forth.
Just that I put that clarification there. I have noticed it quite a lot lately.
Valid point, Miss Barnett. We and the prince would be the same. We are recognised by our territories. The more we own.
Mm-hmm. I am well aware of that. But I just wanted to put all cards on the table, if you don't mind.
All cards.
The other card that I want to state is, at this moment in time, territories mean nothing, so long as the SI are out trying to hunt every single one of us. What Camarilla for, or, the Anarchs for, we're done for. We've got to fight against them. They're coming after us, and they're primed for kindred. We know that.
Yes, we are aware of the weaponry. Are your hounds aware of this, Prince? Are your hounds weaponized to face the SI?
Oh, you mean the acid rounds? The ones that explode?
Those are the ones they use as well.
Oh no, I'm talking about what they're using. And the bolts.
Correct.
I am aware of this. I have made the prince aware of this. And I'm pretty sure the hounds have also found details as well. And I will leave it open to Aaron to say something, because I don't think Pip, from what I would imagine, would know anything.
Let's just say we've had our run-ins with their weaponry.
Yeah, we got
Some-
the deets, all the deets. Yeah.
It's some scary stuff, but in the long run, they have us at a disadvantage. They know us, and our weaknesses are a lot more apparent no matter how old you are. And they're working against us day and night. We only have the night now. So, being of a more independent mind, you need to get your shit together.
The woman, Sophia, speaks up. And you? Are you not of the clan of Wayward Sons? I've heard of you. The Gangrel lot. What makes you pull in for this? Aren't you out for yourselves normally?
Yeah, that ought to tell you a lot. We're here with the prince, trying to stop the Second Inquisition from wiping us all out.
And you're doing it with them, and she nods at the
Well,
Malkavian.
I didn't get an offer from yous guys. You're normally bickering amongst each other. At least they all follow one person. It's the only downfall about the Anarchs. You all fight against each other and the tower. You don't just work together. If you worked together, you might have got your shit together and actually started asking other people to look into it, instead of sitting there on information about that that David Jones is a front for the Second Inquisition.
We do our own investigations. We're
That's
not silly.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're silly. I'm just saying you're all doing your own investigations. How much do you share with each other?
Well, the three of us, was four until Isabella was blatantly murdered. And Austin Murphy, the short, blonde-haired one, the older one, speaks up again. He goes, yeah, but what were you doing, Sophia? Where were you when Isabella was taken out? And you can see there's dissent in their ranks as they argue amongst themselves.
I think what Mr. Tomic is trying to say, or Tozic, I'm sorry, is trying to say is that we need to band together to defeat an enemy. Then we can go back to our bullshit that we always go to if you really want to.
Yeah.
But we need to stop fighting one against each other just to bring down an enemy. Your enemy is our enemy. You holding back on information on our enemy is detrimental to our kind. We brought this meeting together to give you the information that we have. At what point were you going to bring that information that we found out to us?
Sophia laughs. Well.
No,
we've
seriously. When were you going to bring this to us?
We wouldn't have.
Exactly.
Except the prince has called us to this meeting and we come, did we not? We are here. It shows that we are willing to talk. My prince.
That's one good step at least.
My prince, how do you propose we go about this if we are to, at least temporarily, join forces?
at this stage, the information that I've got is very limited. There's too many unanswered questions. But what I know is Gerald Stone is a very dangerous man. Very dangerous. So we need to be smart. We need to be calculating. And my concern is how to break them down.
Are you
My
suggesting...
concern is to keep what we have ours.
So you are suggesting in our alliance we pool our resources, pool our information, and take out this SI locally?
So it would be strength in numbers, would it not?
Will the support be there for us if we aid with this to push the Sabat back out of our territories after the SI have been put through?
There are territories that were once mine that the Sabat own. So my interest is your interest.
Well, good. If we can agree on that, then we can start making plans.
As I have said, David Jones is primed for Kindred, so even if we did a blackout of Melbourne, it wouldn't matter, they'd have generators backed up. So you need to find out where the generators and where their independent power sources are coming from. That is probably one of the biggest steps you're going to have to worry about. Second, they work during the day. We don't. We need to work out a way to get in there and get that sorted. We can't do an individual strike of every single member, and Gerald Stone is extremely smart. No matter whatever we try and throw at him, he's probably got a contingency plan upon contingency plan. So unless you have any extra details that could possibly aid us, that would be extremely helpful.
Just for everybody's reference, this man's IQ is at 182.
The whole room sort of murmurs again, a surprised hush.
So this is how dangerous this man is. And not only that, we know that we at least know of one kindred working with him. We don't know how many more of our kind are working with them.
With that, we're going to temporarily, we'll come back to this meeting, we're going to temporarily flick over to Jax and Zane and what they are doing in the meantime. Think of your questions and your your next thing to come. Jax and Zane will just use the hounds scene for that. Meanwhile, I assume you gentlemen have arrived at the front of Elysium or in the foyer of Elysium to collect the goods.
We have. What guards are on Elysium? Are they men that I recognise? Men and women that I recognise as
You've
working
seen them
previously?
before. You've seen them before, but they belong to Elysium. They aren't under your
No, that's what I mean. Just
Yep.
Ones I recognise.
Yep. There was Edwards and Jenkins.
I would walk up to them and Edwards, Jenkins.
Good evening.
expecting us have
We
been
are.
told?
Yes, you're after this, and he goes to the office side, lifts a lid, and you can see there's a bunch of cell phones and car keys with the electronic devices on them, tablets, and the electronic keys that Sophia has. They're all tagged, they've got names on them, and
Okay.
Sophia's electronic keys are tagged. There are 6 of them.
6, okay. I'd turn to Zane at this point. Do your magic. Don't have much time.
So gets out his modified phone, looks at the 6 tags, and uses the UFC over them to copy them.
All right. It's going to take a little bit of time, Zane. You know it's not going to be an instantaneous thing. Each key is going to take 5 or 6 minutes to do the copy. In the interim, you guys can see there's a little bit going on at Elysium. Guards around. More guards than what you've set up in the past for like meetings and things. And it's more guards than what would be at the normal meeting setup. It's bustling. The 2 that are there, Jenkins and Edwards, lead Zane into the office to do his part. Jackson, what are you going to do? Are you standing there with him?
I would probably let one of them take him to do that, because they know what's going on. They know what that's the stuff that we need. I would probably wait on the front door with the other to maintain appearances, basically.
Also, while that's going on, I pull out the spare laptop that I've got and start cloning the phones that are there.
So you're going to clone the phones that are there as well?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
You're picking every phone in the box, not just the Anarch's phones. They are named.
Yeah, every phone.
Okay, I've got a lot of work. I'm like, because I know who's there. Who would have to hand their gear in. Okay, so once again, it's going to be a time consumption thing. So if there's anything you'd like to do, sweet, let me know now.
I'm good. Just
Good.
thoughts.
Jackson outside the door, watching the traffic, watching the people. There's not a lot going on there either. If there's anyone you guys would like to call or text, otherwise we'll switch to Echo.
Jackson would make a phone call to his guys that are watching the old haven.
Yes.
Just to get a bit more information about the movements of the Thin Bloods.
No problem. A text or a phone call?
Phone call.
Sweet. And you... so there's different people watching it tonight.
Yeah.
It is Robertson.
Okay. I would call him up.
He says, yeah, hello, boss.
Any new goings on with the Thin Bloods?
No, just the same thing for the last couple of nights, same as when we rung you last time. They sort of hunt around for a few hours. They leave again, and they come back with different lighting and stuff, and they don't seem to be taking anything. They just muck around in what there is left of some of the tunnelways.
So they're in the tunnels. They're not
but most of them are collapsed.
Yeah, they're not specifically in any part of the old building, just through the tunnels.
No, just through the tunnels. The centre is all... I mean, we went and had a look after it was, the big boom. And, there's nothing they can get at, not without digging, and even then...
Shouldn't be anything left that would tie me to it anyway.
I don't believe so, sir, no.
Why don't you do me a favour? Get a message to any of the Thin Bloods that maybe it's time the Thin Bloods join this fight. Let them know that there has been SI movement within the city and that all kindred are in danger, even them. And
yes, sir. Don't get me wrong, but I thought you couldn't stand Thin Bloods.
I can't. You know me, but I always put the kindred above all else. Our survival is paramount. And if they can help, after all, they are still technically kindred. And some of them can roam during the day. Something we cannot.
Ah, I see your point there. Okay, yep. I can do so. I mean, they're frequently here. There's two of them there now.
Approach them passively. Don't frighten them too much. I mean, you know what to do. You've done it before.
No problem. Will do.
Get them, tell them to let whoever's in charge know that maybe it's time that they contacted me specifically first. Give them my number.
You want me to give him your burner number, or
Give my burner.
one of your?
Give him my burner number. Tell him that I am working on behalf of the prince, and that we have an alliance with the Anarchs as well. As shaky as it is.
Okay, I shall I shall inform them of that. I'll let you know what happens.
As soon as possible.
No worries. They're down in there at the moment. I'll let them come back up. Maybe I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
And he hangs
Good
up.
night. And yeah, with that, it would have been away from the other guard there, just to keep that as private as possible.
No worries. And with that, we can switch to Echo. You just throw her in this chat scene if you need.
I got it all under control.
Under control. Echo, on your way to the retirement village to visit Peggy. Anything you want to do before you got there?
I will call Sam about a suit. Well, I'll just text Sam before I leave about a suit for Aaron.
Okay. And Sam, of course, would text back size, and then you give him the detailed information.
Make it have like a bright pink tie and a pink handkerchief in the lapel.
Pink tie, pink handkerchief. I will write that down because that is funny.
It's his favorite. And then I will drive to see Peggy.
No problem. Pink handkerchief. Slower to write than need be. And you arrive at the rest home. You through the doors and you sign into a book like normal. However you sign is up to you, whether you sign yourself or sign a false name. And you head to. Oh, now that's a good point. Do you sign in or do you go in the window? I'm assuming here, and I should not do that.
Oh, I will. I'll sign in.
Okay.
Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones. Good call. And you know where her room is. They take you down to her room. Open the door. She's not in bed. She's sitting in a seat having a nice cup of tea beside the television. She's watching a game show of some description. It looks to be a game show at first, but then you realise, no, it's a movie of a game show about people who kill each other, and the last one out wins. She sees you enter the door. Echo, what the fuck are you doing here?
What the fuck are you watching? Jesus.
Oh, it's this great show. See that bald guy with the muscly one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's been imprisoned, and to get out, they've got to like win this money, and the only way to do that is to kill everyone else. It's awesome. He's been slamming them. I think he's a wrestler.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of, Aaron's fine.
Do you want a whiskey?
Yes. Why are you hiding whiskey on the nurses?
Yeah, see, and she holds up this pink flowered teacup, and it's got a pink flowered teapot and a pink flowered milk jug next to it. And she lifts the lid and says, "It's just whiskey. It's not tea at all. What? I don't want that shit. It tastes god awful."
Yeah. Yeah.
You want one?
I don't drink whiskey. Peggy.
Oh, that's right. Fucking vampires.
Yes.
Can't you do some sort of, force the blood and you can drink with people to be normal?
I do Bush of Life, but I'm also checking around for technology that might have been placed there to listen in on anything. Just like anything that looks kind of looking under stuff, but then I'll...
Okay, so I'll give you Make a.
Not very good.
It's an investigation. So intelligence investigation, please. Just looking for things that are out of place or shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's like 1.
Cameras or something. Everything looks to be in order. And she sees you doing it. She goes, oh, I see. I get one visitor that isn't you or some other bloody bloodsucker, and now you're checking my shit.
Yeah, well, you're bloody. Okay, hang on. I'll have some whiskey with you. Cause
She
I've
hands
got
you a
the-
cup. She's already poured it.
Okay.
Blush. Yeah, you activate Blush of Life.
Yeah.
Give me a rouse check for that, please.
Oh no. Success.
Hey, that's unusual. And with that, you get a bit more colour in your face, and you're able to at least taste the drink. Not as nice as you remember because it's just not blood anymore, but you're able to drink it for now. She looks at you and she goes, I know what you're up to.
What? What's up?
David Jones, searching the room. I already did it. You think I'm a fucking idiot, eh?
I love you, Peggy. He's cops. He's FBI.
Yeah, he didn't seem right, but he was very nice and very handsome. I mean, like,
See?
out of 10, I'd give him 1.
Wait, you give him 1, or he was a 1 out of 10?
No, it's a joke, for,
Okay.
for...
Peggy, it's not safe for you here anymore.
Don't... You're going to shift me again. How many times is this in the last 2 years? Like 5?
I'm gonna give you a couple options, actually, that I'm not really allowed to give you. Sam's able to go out in the day, but he gets some kind of kick-ass powers, and he can live a long time and be safe.
Oh, I see. You want me to... no, fuck off. I don't want that.
Okay, second option, you just be your old crumply bitter self
That
on a
sounds
yacht
good.
with me, and I'll hire a nurse.
Oh, finally. What? I don't even need a nurse. My kids, they put me here because I'm too old. I can still wipe my own ass. I can still have a drink. I don't know why. It's just easier to sell up my shit and give all the money to everyone else, I guess.
You gave away money?
Well, no, I didn't have anything, did I? You saw how I lived, riding motorbikes from town to town. I think they assumed, of course I've got money, and I'm not giving it to them. It's all hidden away.
Really? Well, anyway, you can your kids are gonna visit though. I'm not allowed to really see you here, Peggy.
I know. I can live on the yacht.
I
That
know.
would be good.
I'm sure I'm not twisting your arm here, but I'm not. We'd have to keep it quiet, and if I have to leave, well, we just leave.
I mean, it's got to be better than this. Except for this movie. This movie's pretty good. But, sitting here all day, those other old people are really, I mean, they're,
And you're
so-
not.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they think I am because of the vampire talk, but generally, no.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that too.
Which part?
Telling everyone about vampires.
Well, I stopped doing that when they put me in these places, but I only do it in front of you now.
And David Jones.
No, I didn't mention anything about that in front of him. He
Okay.
asked in a roundabout way. I knew he was, handsome and intelligent, very, very intelligent man, but not good at hiding what he was scoping. Well, he asked about you straight away.
And my books, but did he ask where I lived? Did he give you a way to contact him?
No, he didn't ask me to contact him. He came in and just asked how I was, and he'd seen you around, and he just wondered if you were related to me. It's just the general, I'm picking your brains, but I'm really trying to find out what you know questions.
Okay, well,
I've seen a lot of cops and robbers type shows. You know, CSI was one of my favorites.
it's not a really safe life on the yacht. You know that.
Oh, I mean, I can stay here. It's fine.
I'll bring Sam tomorrow. If you
Oh.
decide to go, we'll check you out.
Sam can look after. I could live with Sam. That solves that.
I don't think he'd want to. Yeah, he's a young guy. You know, he's got life ahead of him. I might.
He sure is. Does it? You know how you've got, and she sort of looks around the room, make sure the window's shut, door shut. You know how you've got like clans?
Yes.
Is there? Well, it's in your books, of course, isn't it? Is there like a everyone has sex with a clan? I mean, I could go for it then, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much Toreador, I think.
Oh, is that what you do?
Echo's kind of quiet for a minute. Like,
Toreador's like the hookers of the vampire religion.
it's not a religion, and no, not necessarily. We just use assets that we have to, you know.
So I'd be living no different than what I live now.
Oh, you use your wits and your wiles and your to get what you want.
Why not? If you
Is
got
that
it,
how you
flaunt
got
it.
that whiskey?
That's yes.
Peggy, all right. I will bring Sam tomorrow.
Yes.
And none of that shit on the boat, okay?
Does he drink whiskey?
I never asked. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. And
Hey, just remember that David Jones guy. That's a classic. That's a bullshit name if ever I've heard it. So I'm not, I wasn't being taken for a fucking ride, but it was nice to have a chat.
I know who he is.
I wouldn't trust him either.
See you later, Peggy. I leave.
See you later. And as you close the door, you hear her go, "Yes! Stone Cold Steve Austin for the win!"
I just shake my head and leave.
And with that, we will head back into the meeting space. Scene 2 at Elysium. The murmurings at the table have continued. A few back and forths about planning. Prince, I hand it over to you.
So, this is what I know about Gerald Stone. As we know, we believe he's working for ACES and the Second Inquisition. He's ex-military. His weapon training is very expansive. He's predominantly left-handed. He has no immediate family. What else I have gathered is he's hanging around a lot with another guy by the name of Carl Davis. Other people that he's been seen associating with is Sven Henrik, Alina Robertson, Charlie Miller, Maria Elizabeth, Charles Isaacs, Thomas Scott, all listed on government payroll. No idea whether they're directly linked with the SI or not. Could just be, we always have our people in our pockets.
Sophia nods. Well, with that many people on the payroll, I'm sure one of us could at least ghoul or use an ability on one of them. Maybe we can get some info.
May I suggest, too, if anyone, we divvy up names on who we look up information on so as not to tip the SI off at all. Too many names, all seeming to fall under the same banner, they're going to be tipped off. So be careful.
So we will...
It's not names, You just don't have names. I have buildings that Gerald frequently visits as well.
We pool our resources and information, and then someone decides who goes where, so we don't step on each other's toes.
Agreed.
Maybe we call impromptu smaller meetings to make these decisions as a group. No one person rules.
If we are looking to work together for the good of our kind, yes, a collaborative effort is required. This is not about me being the prince. This is me looking after the city of Melbourne and the kindred within the city of Melbourne. As I'm sure, as barons of your own territories, you want the best for your kindred.
Well, we
and
do.
if we
you're
strike
right.
now while our numbers are larger, if the longer we wait, we don't know when they're going to strike. And if they strike, they'll dwindle us. The more they dwindle us, the less that we'll have to fight back. So we either strike while the iron's hot, or we just let them walk in and take us out one by one. And I'm not having a fucking bar of it.
Agreed. She stands up from her chair and puts her hands on the desk and she says, "Just so you know, I will not work with the Nosferatu, nor the Malkavian." And she looks at both Primogens. "I have standards. Prince, I am happy to work with you. Sarah, you." She glances around the room. "But I like the conditions otherwise." And right as she sits back in space, there's a knock at the door. The keeper, William, pops his head in again. "Excuse me, Your Highness, I don't wish to intrude, but there is a man here, and he insists he should be a part of this meeting. Shall I let him in, My Excellence?"
Prince motions to Nathan and asks him to look into it.
Nathan heads to the door, and before he can even get to it, William is almost pushed aside, popped in, and a man walks in behind him. He is standing next to William. He's spot on 6 foot, it's obvious. He has bushy dark brown hair with thin wisps of silver here and there all through it, a thick beard of the same sort of colouring. His features are sharp, sharp nose, chin, cheekbones, and he smiles, and it shows perfect teeth without giving away any of the fang, but his coloration would tell you otherwise. He could be 50s or somewhere late 40s, it's hard to say. He is wearing a full black oilskin trench and a black fedora hat. He enters confidently smiling. He removes the hat, starts to unbutton the trench.
Who the fuck are you, and how dare you interrupt this meeting without an invitation? Do you know who I am?
Oh, apologies, I'm forgetting myself. Buonasera. Good evening, Your Highness. Barons. I am Jonathan Philippe. Jonathan Phillips. I heard there was a meeting of all the leaders in Melbourne, and I assume my invitation must have been misplaced in the post. You know, the mail is so unreliable these days. He motions to a chair. May I?
Are you Ivory Tower?
No.
Are you Anarch?
No.
Then you are not part of this meeting, and I advise you to leave.
Well, I hear that the leaders of the city have gathered, and I am a leader of the city.
I have gathered the leaders of the Anarchs. Did not mention anything about anyone else. So if you're not either Ivory Tower or Anarch, you will leave, and if you wish to have a meeting, you will go through the appropriate channels instead of being as bold as you are and bursting into something that does not concern you.
Ah, I must have a mistake. This is Elysium, is it not?
It is Elysium. Where's your invitation to this meeting?
I understand that Elysium is neutral for all kindred, all Cainite.
That it is, but you were not invited to this particular meeting that I called.
Fair. Do not...
If you would like a meeting, as I said, you may set one up going through the appropriate channels.
Per favore, that would be nice. Inviting...
Do I believe the accent?
Probably not mine, and I apologise to every Italian
No,
in the
but
world.
I'm actually asking, but yeah. Do I believe the accent?
I would say give me a intelligence awareness.
Intelligence awareness. That is 4 successes.
You believe the accent. He sounds like he's trying his best to be as English as he can, but it is not easy to hide.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to know.
He nods at you, Prince. He says, "That is fair. I do not wish intrusion, but I felt left out. Nonetheless, I bid you farewell. Tidiko Adeo." And he places his hat back on, does up some buttons, and with what's left of the shadows in the room, he is absorbed into them. A dark shadow appears over the doorway, and he just pulls back out of it, and the shadow swallows the entire corridor as he goes.
By the way, that's breaking Elysium rules.
The Primogens, the Keeper, all sitting there completely agape, with not an idea of what just happened.
I would, with the name that he mentioned, that would have triggered for me, correct?
Yes, you recognise it, I take it.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Archbishop.
And with that, we will continue this night on our next Sunday evening. Thank you, everyone. Nice work. So, a little bit of spanner in the works at the end there, but around the table, we will start with our guests. Nice to have guests. Sarah, how did you feel about the night?
Ooh, different question.
Same question for everyone.
I didn't go as badly as what I thought it was going to. I was freaking out about the meeting with Jackson and Zane, sitting there going, considering the last time, how was this going to go?
They're not that scary.
But yeah, and just the whole meeting, and I'm like, the last bit come up, I knew who it was too, and I'm sitting there going, do I believe the accent? And I'm sitting there going, So it was interesting. And I love Peggy's little. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, she's always good fun to play. Magic, you too. Fun moments of the night.
There was a few. Two ones that stood out for me was the meeting between Sarah and Jackson and Zane. Particularly the whole picnic setting, and Sarah coming out with going back to her old days. I miss the old days of tea parties. I think that was, just that kind of bringing out a little bit of Sarah's little background there. I think that was great.
Yeah, good story.
And obviously the tension between obviously the Camarilla and the Anarchs in that meeting. Just there's enough respect on both, but on the same token, it just reiterates the differences between the two factions and how they work. And it's just kind of like, well, you're just living under my banner, but we're going to push the rules anyway.
Yeah, that was interesting. Especially reading the Prince Taylor sort of backlog. Interested how you guys are going to handle that. Jackson.
Yeah, I think just again the meeting between Sarah and Jackson Zane. I wasn't worried about it at all. Jackson was just his biggest concern was just the reason why Sarah felt to exclude all members of the Hounds. And you can sort of understand with the information she had, which she didn't realise that all the Hounds were privy to anyway. So it worked out quite well. But Pip, as always, just cracks me up. Just the little things that Grim does that just sets Pip's character off the whole way through. Even right down to the bad dog comment in Elysium. It's just so sort of sideways and not really poignant, like not really, and no malicious intent. It's just these little things that come out at the exact right moment they need to. It's very well done.
Nice. Zane.
Peggy, of course, has to be Peggy. The banter between Peggy and Echo is awesome. Love it.
Yeah, it's a crack up.
And I'd have to say the last bit as well. That was intense.
Yes, yeah, I wasn't too sure how that was going to go at all, actually. Next is Echo.
I was gonna say the tea party too. I like visualizing the tea party. I like visualizing Sophie Hall. Seems like exactly how I think of a true bitchy person will kind of be, and and also Jonathan, and also I liked that Jackson and Zane forever will be to me the backdoor boys now.
No, wow. Thanks, guys.
Oh, sweet. Pip.
For me, it has to be that sort of bit where Aaron spoke up about needing to band together, the Anarch sort of fighting amongst themselves, and that whole back and forth. It's just a really good moment from Aaron, I think. Yeah, really stuck out.
Sweet, man. And Aaron.
I enjoyed, like, when I did say something, Pip would kind of, and yeah, yeah, type.
Who's your reinforcement guy?
Reinforcement, but he doesn't actually know what's going on. I was like, oh, I'm shit scared. I don't want to say anything wrong. And I enjoyed the tea party, and then I also enjoyed whatever the hell happened at the end.
I think everyone enjoyed that part, definitely.
Yeah, it's like, well, what the? Okay, who is this guy? And it's like,
the moment the name was said, I knew exactly who it was, and it was like, wow.
Once he said his name, I knew, but I'm sitting there going,
I kind of gathered
But at the same time, that guy's got some balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, be interesting to see what happens.
Well done on the accent too, Baz. It wasn't that bad.
I spent
Yeah.
2 weeks practicing that, so line for line, I got lines in front of me. I wrote it out in phonetic alphabet so I could make it sound.
I apologize, Baz. It wasn't because of your accent. It was because I'm sitting there going, is this really this about Lita? Because I was sitting there going, is this him or not? And I'm like, do I believe it to be an imposter or not?
No, that's fair. I got your question. I just needed to that moment to apologise to any Italians. So,
Well, you'd be
for me-
apologising to yourself because it's in your blood, bro.
I know. That's why I thought I'd give it a go. For me, there was a couple of moments as well. Pip asking if he is actually going to have to dance, and then asking Aaron if he can dance. Jax to Zane, well done keeping your mouth shut. I thought, holy crap, he's the guy who doesn't speak in many of our games. He was finally doing some talking, but he kept quiet through that whole.
Zane's mouth's been getting us in trouble an awful lot. So.
And the back and forth between Sarah and Aaron when everyone sort of went to the prince's office to have a discussion, there was that little back and forth there right before their meeting, and the prince and Magic, but the prince made the comment, "Are we going to be like this before we go in?" Because honestly, I was actually expecting a little bit of that with the Anarchs doing it. I thought maybe there'd be a bit, but held together well otherwise.
Dario. Exactly.
So now, extremely funny. When I was practicing that accent, I actually listened to that your guys Friday, and honestly, when he walked in the door, I just wanted to go, "It's a me, a Dario." I thought that would ruin the moment completely, so I held off.
It's a me, a Jonathan.
I held off, but it's the first thing that came to mind. I must say. Cool. Thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed that.
Once again, thank you to our guests, Mina and Magic, for joining us again to play their roles as Prince Taylor and Sarah Barnett. Thank you very much, guys. Always appreciated to have you guys along with us. Thank you to the viewers too for hanging out. All you guys, the new followers, cross country compatriots, and foregathers. Roasted chicken for the 50 biddies. Cam getting his bits out again. Appreciate it, buddy.
So just so you're aware, it'll be the same scenario beginning of the next game.
Yep. So we have...
just continue the meeting for the first half.
Okay, cool. I can set those scenes up easy enough because all I've got to do is switch cams off and on now, so it's good. So just a quick reminder to everyone, next Sunday will be the final episode in this season of Blood and Belief. So episode 16 will be the final episode before we take a small break. We will, on the 29th of August, be starting a mini adventure, which I will be DMing with 5 of our community players, Grim, Drax, Magic, Christ, I can't remember who else. I can never fucking remember. People help me. Baz,
JJ.
and JJ. That's it. I forgot you, JJ. I'm sorry.
All I could say is fresh meat.
Yeah. So JJ, Drax, Baz, Magic, and Grim will be playing my players. Nutty and Roasted Chicken will be playing NPCs in the first episode. So 29th of August, same time, about 7:30 start. Here on my channel here on a Sunday night in place of the Vampire the Masquerade. So it'll be about 3 or 4 weeks maybe. We don't know. Just keep it on the Discord for details on that. That will take place there. Make sure you return here tomorrow for some gaming. Jumping back to my gaming roots, PUBG tomorrow. So for those out there that have the PUBGs and want to come and hang out and play some PUBG, I'm sure Trashy will hopefully join me. At the very least, we'll do some duos. If we can get a couple more, we can get some squads done. Then on Wednesday, not Vampire the Masquerade. I do that every week. Curse of Strahd. Wednesday night, Curse of Strahd, continuance. And then Friday, Yanti's, Stormlord's Wrath, more D&Ds. And PP Thursdays, Rainbow Six. Don't forget that either. Anyway. So that'll be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you again for hanging out. We should raid somebody.
I've just read the chat. So the guesses on the movie, I believe it's called The Condemned with
Condemned.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It was picked out. Grim,
which was
Oh, someone
filmed
got
in
it, did they?
Australia.
yeah,
Yep, it
Grim,
was.
Grim and JJ both picked it out. I initially thought Running Man, because I thought of Jesse
I saw
Ventura,
the Running Man, yeah. Oh, good call.
because him being a wrestler as well. But the Condemned sort of like, yep, makes more sense. Everyone killing everyone to get off the island.
Trying to keep those Australian roots in there for years, all trying to thematically put them in.
So gung ho, cool. PUBG, sweet. As I said, yeah, we'll swap people out if we get a few more. But yeah, so definitely come and hang out with us tomorrow for some PUBG. So who should we
Dropped a
raid?
channel in the chat there, an Aussie stream doing VTM at the moment.
Ooh.
If you are keen,
Definitely.
Zeit Poltergeist.
I got to find your thing. Where'd you put it?
In the Skype
Oh,
chat.
Skype chat. Okay. I was looking in chat. Zeit Poltergeist. Copy. Let's check them out. So they're doing VTM. Are they doing it under the VTM heading?
Yes.
Is it under? It is. That's Poltergeist. Okay, they are doing Bioshock Infinite at the moment. Get that?
No, they're not. You sure you got the right link?
No, that's a video. That's why. Got to go to the actual channel. It was a video I was looking at. It jumped. Yeah, my search jumped me directly to their videos. But yeah, we'll raid those guys. VTM. So go check them out, guys. Chuck them a follow, and drop the raid in the chat, and we will see you guys tomorrow night for some gaming on my channel, PUBG. Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.